Welcome back, ghosts and paranormal spirits. Ghosts and paranormal spirits do watch my videos. Unfortunately, they don't affect the view count. So I do speak to my viewers, even though it appears there are none. There are. They are just discriminated class, and YouTube doesn't count their views, and I do. We're opening Trouble with Tribbles, Part 3. Oops. Lamb. Oh, we got a boring rare again. Romulan Bajoran Treaty. Yint. Sorry about the shaking. Bad habit. Just now, shaking my legs. Realize it's gonna knock the table. Home front. Plays once per turn on any player. That player must bury, place out of play, from their discard pile, one card, their choice, and all their cards from the same card type. That's pretty cool. Crass. Klingon with acquisition. That's interesting. Resistance is futile. Plays on your completed established gateway, assimilate planet, or salvage starship objective. Increases the objective's points by 10 while your red Borg is at that location, or plays an opponent's Q planet, or plays on opponent's Q planet. The 40 additional points it requires are relevant to your Borg while your blue Borg is at that location, or seeds or plays on table. Your green Borg may report directly to your Borg spheres. Seems like if you're playing Borg, you would definitely want that. Most personnel have the large star and small star, which allows them to crew different ships. The Borg have 3 different icons: blue, red, and green. Suicidal attack. Storage compartment door. Organian peace treaty. Bajoran Cardassian. Line up. Let's read these treaties. They're usually pretty interesting. In 2371, the Bajoran and Cardassian people finally began to put their long conflict behind them with the signing of a peace treaty between Legate Terrell and the newly elected Kai Wynn. Pacifist energy beings known as Organians imposed upon the United Federation of Planets and the Klingon Empire the treaty that those warring factions were unable to forge themselves. Mordok. Columbus, a typical Starfleet shuttlecraft circa 2260s, assisted in the search for the missing Galileo 7. It's got a whole big giant one weapons, so basically it shoots paper airplanes at the other ships. Because I don't that literally can't damage anything. You'd have to really boost the weapons. It's there more as a token, I guess, to the fact that in the show it might have had something measly. We look for things. That seemed good. So artifacts are really powerful sometimes. Well, they can be really powerful, and you can only get them by placing them on your missions and then completing the mission. This basically allows you to steal an opponent's artifact. And this allows you to just download it from the deck. That's cool. Q-type android. This is actually a Q card in Trouble with Tribbles, which is interesting, because there's a whole Q set. Obelisk of Masaka. Then we have a rare Klingon. It's got, oh, it's a ship. I won't guess a ship. I'll probably guess the class. I was going to say Imperial Klingon Council. D7 class. Commanded by Koloff. That's mint. Very mint. Maybe it'll be an ultra rare. Lamb. Starship Constitution. To protect the integrity of the timeline in 2267, Miles O'Brien monitored Starship Enterprise scan cycles to identify when the USS Defiant could decloak without being detected. That's why I love this game so much, is the lore on every card is really good, and it's just nice. It's almost like experiencing the Star Trek universe in a different way. Well, I mean, it is, obviously, but it feels really well. It's a good medium for experiencing Star Trek, I would say. Even if you're not playing it. I guess that's why it's called a collectible card game. Bach Nor. Old freighter suspected of transporting weapons to Cardassian colonies in the demilitarized zone. Briefly commanded by Bohica early in his military career. Quark with a dribble on his head. Classic tricorder. Dax can download this. We opened a Dax. Your Starfleet personnel present who have engineer or science classification, I'll add engineer or science or geology or physics, may reselect once each turn. We have another rare Klingon ship. Let's see, let's put this over here and open this. Imperial Klingon class Ning Tao. Held off a fleet of 10 pursuing Jem'Hadar warships. I don't remember that. Presumed lost in glorious battle, now the subject of legend. Shields +2 for each opposing Jem'Hadar ship here. Cloaking device and tractor beam. Yeah, I'm just gonna smell them every time. Pretend that nobody is here. Well, nobody is here, but if there is anyone eventually here... Oh well, I'm smelling the cards. Suicidal attack. I remember that. That was the episode where they were in the Jem'Hadar prison. And, he helped them. A captive Breen and Jem'Hadar guard obligingly removed each other from existence. That was really good. That was 2 episodes. I remember that was 2 episodes. Storage compartment door. Organian peace treaty. Cardassian Bajoran peace treaty. Live long and prosper. Deval. Ametalox. That's some high strength. Jem'Hadar 4th, representative of Dominion troops deployed to hold Terek Nor after its capture near the end of 2373. Korax. So, he is the first officer of this. First officer of Groth under Captain Koloth. We just got Koloth as well. Somewhere. Klingon expert on Regulan bloodworms and Denabian slime devils. Outspoken critic of Captain Kirk. Tumek. Klingon elder. Longtime advisor and attendant to the House of Kozak. Conducted Brektai ritual for the Lady Gulka and her Ferengi mate, Quark, son of Keldar. Another fantastic episode. Oops, that's not a rare. Kalena. And a rare Federation. And there is an ultra rare in this set, and it is a Federation. It's McCoy. 774. That could be McCoy, but I would think McCoy would have higher cunning. Uhura. That makes sense. Low strength for Uhura. Yeah. I guessed Uhura earlier with stats like this. My mind is just stuck on ultra rares at the moment. Dedicated communications officer of the Starship Enterprise, opened hailing frequencies countless times in Swahili. Her name means freedom. Wait, why does Luhura have youth? So far we've opened Ahura and Lita, and they had youth. I don't know how I feel about that. That's weird. Youth, usually, if you don't know, are personnel that are actually kids. Teenagers, like Shake and Download Hell, which is good. Music, there's some very interesting dilemmas with music. You remember that famous Star Trek Next Generation episode early in season 3 with Kevin Uxbridge, the very super powerful energy being that wiped out every single Husnock. He's a pacifist. Basically, the Anakin storyline stole from Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3 because it's the same deal. He falls in love with this woman. He really loves her. There's an alien species invading their planet, but he's a pacifist. She wants to fight. She fights. She dies. The whole colony is wiped out. In a rage, he murders every single Husnock in the entire universe. 60 billion of them. Yeah, and then Anakin did that, so on a smaller scale with the Tusken Raiders. Why did I bring that up, though? What was it? Now I need to remember why I brought that up. Oh well. Chula, The Way Home. Subspace Transporter. Classic Communicator. "60-second Rule of Acquisition." Nils Barras. Federation Undersecretary in charge of Agricultural Affairs, assigned to oversee development of Sherman's planet. Missed the Priority 1 distress channel. Misused it. Why did I bring that up? About Kevin Uxbridge. Season 3 episode. I was talking about youth. They're usually teenagers. Whatever. Obedience brings victory. Plays once per turn if your Vorta just rationed Ketracel White. Draws 2 cards in place of 1 draw. May download Subjugate Planet to that location, or Victory is life to hand. 10 Tribbles. A rare neutral. Personnel with 10 strength. I'm not going to be able to guess a neutral personnel. Security, navigation, anthropology, and once per game may capture Barry Waddle if present. Someone will know that for sure. If Deep Space Nine. So I should know that, because I love DS9. I don't remember Barry Waddle. I was gonna say a Klingon. Worf? What? Oh, okay. They do some interesting things with some of these Star Trek sets. Like, you wouldn't expect Worf. He's either Federation or Klingon. Refused to discuss the mystery of the Klingon forehead ridges. Yeah, because it was a massive F-up. And it was just simply that they changed them. It's not really explainable. Well, they have tried to explain it now, right? With the genetic engineering gone wrong. It seems like they're sort of going there with, well, they are. With the new series. What's the new series called? I've watched it 2 times now, but I always forget names. Can't even remember what the captain's name is. Who, well, I won't say, since it's spoiler alert, but I'm very disappointed with the ending of the season. He's great, though. I love him. Right, I was saying that there were interesting things you could do with music. That Kevin Expert episode, Deanna Troy was sensing his true nature. He was pretending to be human. And she was sensing what he was. And so he had to put this music box in her head to basically drive her mad briefly. It's really hard to watch, actually. She did a great job acting Marina Sirtis in that episode. She was in pure agony. Q gets the point. 6 of 13. Classic medical tricorder. 100 tribbles. Obedience brings victory. Rare Romulan. 7 integrity, 8 cunning, 7 strength. Security, transport skill, archaeology. Captain's log is +1 on your Derrida class ships. Yeah, I don't know Romulan names. Who knows Romulan names? I guess the really, really hardcore fans. Romulan general, commander of the Romulan fleet at the close of the Dominion War, committed the Romulan Star Empire to the final attack on Cardassia. To protect the integrity of the timeline in 2267, Miles O'Brien monitored star. I already read that. So numerous were Tribbles in the Starship Enterprise that some were beamed to K7 along with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. How many of these have been opened? I mean, the set is small, but 60-second rule of acquisition, 1 Tribble. Danderdog, Thopak, Kalena, member of the task force sent to destroy the Founders, helped Julian Bashir, Worf, and Garrick escape from internment camp 371. Lieutenant Nagata, darn, rare dilemma. Chulu, the drink. To get past 4 personnel present, random selection must be tested. All 4 are stopped unless one has cunning less than 6 or greater than 9. We opened one of these. Something that's kind of a pain with these sets is they have equal number of rares as commons and uncommons. So if you were to open enough boxes to complete a set, by the time you would, you'd have so many duplicate commons and uncommons. I always liked the Temporal Investigator guys. They made good adversaries. Not as good as God, what's that? The Underground Agents I want to say SI7, but that's Warcraft. They wanted to recruit Bashir. They were very powerful. They were equivalent to like KGB or whatever, but for Starfleet. They were amazing. Almost better than the Dominion, really, but the Dominion had enough interesting stuff going on to make it good. So this is the planet, Sherman's planet, and the mission is to do an agricultural assessment. Saresh Rez, adjunct, I don't know how to say that, adjutant to First Minister Shakar, referred to by the First Minister as his entire senior staff. He used to tend the gardens outside the Chamber of Ministers. Lieutenant Watley. Deidre Watley recently transferred from the Lexington to the Starship Enterprise, plays flute and piccolo. Julian Bashir speculated that she was his great-grandmother. Rare Dominion. Ship. That's a big ship. Wayun's warship. Jem'Hadar warship under the command of Wayun, stationed at Terok Nor during the Dominion Cardassian reoccupation of the mining station. They have invasive transporters. I'm quite excited to make a Dominion deck. I finally have enough Dominion cards. Not enough board yet, though. I'm gonna probably maybe eventually open one of these Borg booster boxes here. Right there. In the engine room. Although honestly, most of these are to keep because, to keep sealed. Which I know is a crime, but I saw what happened with Star Wars cards. The boxes go up in value. These are a cheap hit of nostalgia. They're out of print. You can't go wrong for the prices they cost right now. Rare Starfleet. Can we get... Sorry, Federation. Can we get McCoy? No, McCoy doesn't have that much strength. That's the one good, though. Huh. 10 cunning, 9 strength. Is there a Spock in this set? Yep. I was gonna say, that's a lot of stats for a Federation. Because Worf wouldn't have that high of cunning. So, Spock's one of the very few that have high of everything. Cisco's, there's some Cisco's with 888. He's got science, computer skill, exobiology, music, officer, 2 mind meld. You can download the Vulcan nerve pinch. And if he's with Kirk, both are +2 of all attributes. So he's 12 cunning with Kirk. Suicidal attack, on the station, Lum, temporal investigations, lineup, another lineup. That's interesting, right next to each other and upside down. That was a oopsie. Rare Romulan. That's a lot of stats. That's someone at the top of the food chain in the Romulan Empire. Karras, expert strategist, followed orders despite misgivings about provoking another war with the Federation. In a different reality, he could have called Kirk a friend. Cool. 2 more packs. Still a chance to get lucky. I still have yet to open an ultra rare, and not that many boxes. Maybe 3 have I opened where the potential was for an ultra rare. I feel like that's about even odds now. Starship Constitution, 1 Tribble, Chula the Way Home, Assigned Support Personnel, Panel Overload, we have a rare Cardassian from... Oh, I ruined it. Federation, Bajoran, and Cardassian tags. That's pretty cool. Ironically, Kira Nerys trained Legate Damar's freedom fighters in the resistance tactics The Bajoran accepted a Starfleet commission to help ease the racial tensions. Leadership, resistance, security, navigation, to honor, and I'm assuming that means how many Jemadar are at the enemy has at the same place. Yeah, no, it's just it adds an extra 3 if she's with the Jemadar, or fighting a Jemadar, that is. Unless resistance or animal presence bites a non-android. If Trill with symbiont dies now, discard dilemma, otherwise disabled until countdown expires. Well, that's a bummer. Last pack. Come on, McCoy. Where are you? Here he is, right there. That's McCoy. Yep. There's an engine in the engine room. Temporal investigations. Bin disruptor burst. Brain disruptor burst. Storage compartment door. Columbus. 6 of 13. Classic communicator. Sarish Res. Gem. 1,000 Tribbles. Let's do it real fast instead of guessing. Oh, no. The Centurion. Senior advisor and science officer aboard Galgathong during 2266 neutral zone incursion. Caution Karas to proceed carefully against the Starship Enterprise. Other Romulans at this location are all attributes +1. This set came out really nicely. The Mirror, a set that I opened, had quite not a lot of flaws, but enough that you'd be a little bit annoyed by it, since they're just opened in mint. These didn't have any film on them. There were a couple of minor dings at the top. See that right there? Right there. But mostly they were good. And again, this booster box was $8. Alright, hopefully I'll be opening some stuff again soon. Probably some second edition, because I ordered some for myself. And, well, by the time a viewer sees this, I'll probably have already uploaded it. So, check it out if you enjoyed this. Alright, cheers.